Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you some tips and tricks on how to make your stamping life so much easier. I've had a few of you ladies ask on a few techniques I do, so I thought I would cover everything in this video. So if you're interested to see, then just keep on watching. So without further ado guys, let's jump right into it. And the first tip I have to share with you would be stamping polishes. Once you find a really good stamping polish, then everything else just sort of slides into place. I think the stamping polish is going to be the base for everything obviously, so you're going to need something really good. I find that Mundo de Unas polishes are super opaque, they're very thick and they work marvellous for stamping. So these are the polishes that you will see mostly on my channel, simply because they're my favourites. The next item is definitely a must, and that's a clear stamper. This stamper is basically perfect for everything, and it gives you a full 360 view of everything you're doing. So if you're doing a layered stamping design, you can see where you're positioning both the colours or however many colours you're choosing to use in your design. And not only that, once you're colouring it in, it's super easy just to turn it upside down and see where everything's going, and that way you could plan your designs completely perfect. So the next tip I have for you guys would be to find a scraper that is nice and flexible, but not too flexible that it doesn't give you the control that you need. You want a scraper that fits nice like a glove and gives you a nice smooth scrape so the polish goes in one fluid motion and doesn't lift too much off the image. Next, you're going to want something to keep your stamper head clean, and I like to use a lint roller simply because it makes cleaning up around the stamper head really easy. A clean stamper is essential, especially when you're doing things like advanced stamping or layering stamping, because you don't want any extra stamp ruining your design. So moving on to the very last tip I have for you guys, and that would be to find something that makes cleaning your stamping plates easier. I like to use this cotton cloth simply because it means I don't have to touch the cotton wool and risk the acetone removing my base colour. There are other alternatives such as a strawberry colour or a pair of tweezers, but I really like this simply because it makes my life so much easier. So now that I've showed you all of the products I like to use to make my stamping a lot easier, I'm going to show you a quick design using this particular techniques. So first up, you are going to need a white polish, a purple polish and a green polish, and also an orange polish. As always guys, I will go ahead and leave the links to where you could find these particular polishes down in the description box below. You are also going to need a fast dry top coat and the Super Chic Lacquered G-Force Burnish Base Coat for applying our pigments. And then for the stamping, as always, I'm going to be using Mundo de Unas Black, the clear deli stamper from Nail Artisan. This is actually the Tiffany model. And we are going to be using the Aurora pigment from What's Up Nails. This is an absolute stunner, and I'm going to show you how to use it on regular polish. And the stamping plate we're going to be using is What's Up Nails B023, and this is their newly released Halloween plate. So now that you know all the products, let's jump into the tutorial. And for this design, we are going to start with one coat of a white nail polish to all of the nails. So while the rest of those nails dry, I'm going to go ahead and start making the decals. And my first tip is to apply your polish right above the image, and using your scraper, put in a thin amount of polish and then glide it in one fluid motion, and that way you don't get any streaks in your image. Once you've picked the image up and you saw that it picked up nicely, take your lint roller and clean up around the image, and that way once we've applied the colour and also the top coat, we don't have to do any trimming. So the next thing you're going to want to do is take your cotton cloth and go ahead with some acetone and clean that stamping plate before we go ahead and do it all over again 4 times. Then once I have all of my images on the stamper, as you know, I like to take the stampers off the little stands that they're on, and that way I could get close to it and my hand doesn't shake. So I like to put a little bit of the polish I'm going to be using first onto the previous stamping plate that I used. Taking a fine detail brush, I'm going to go ahead and use the detail brush to really carefully fill in all that little stamp. And you want to make sure you filled it in right the first time, because it is very obvious if you go outside the lines. I like to use one colour and then fill in all the places with that colour and then go on to the next one, and that way you don't waste any polish. So I'm going to do this with the 3 colours that I previously mentioned before moving on to the next step. So once I finish filling the design in with the 3 chosen colours, I'm going to make sure they are completely dry before applying the top coat. And that's a little tip also, make sure the top coat is completely dry. You do not want any streaking at this point, because you will see it on the other side as well. Then once I've popped those to the side to dry, I'm going to move on to the base for the middle finger. Again, using the 3 same polishes, we are going to do sort of a drag marble in a diagonal sort of slant. And first I'm going to use the green at the tip of the nail, then the purple for the middle, and the orange for the cuticle. And I'm going to use my brush to make sure they are blended. So to apply the Aurora pigment to regular nail polish, you're going to need a sticky base coat, and the one I'm using is Super Chic Lacquer G-Force Burnish Base Coat. You want to wait roughly about 30-40 seconds. While it is nice and sticky, we are going to use the pigment, and starting at the cuticle area, I like to burnish it from the top and work my way down. And you just want to be really careful that you don't lift any of the base at the bottom. And then go ahead and use your finger or a glitter brush to remove any excess, and then once you're happy with that, go ahead and add a fast dry top coat to that nail and allow it to dry completely. Now we're going to start attaching these little decals to the nails. Now you want to make sure they're positioned the way you like, and then firmly guide your finger down the nail to make sure they attach. And then while you're doing that, just smooth out any wrinkles before you apply your top coat. And then what I like to do is take my scissors and trim around the nail, just making sure to cut off any excess and not the actual design. So for the decal for the middle finger, we are going to use this image in the corner here with the same stamper, the same stamping polish and the same technique as before. We are going to colour that in with white and with the green. Then instead of applying a top coat, we are just going to go ahead and firmly attach this to the nail, pressing it down, and it will stick to the nail completely. Then the last and final step for this design is to go ahead and apply a glossy top coat to all of the nails. So once everything dried, this is what the design looked like on my nails. I really love how this one turned out, and I hope you guys do too. If you have any questions about any of the tips and tricks I mentioned, then do let me know in the comment section below. And as always, I really hope they help you in your stamping journey. So if you liked this video, guys, as always, please give me a thumbs up. I would totally appreciate it. And if you're new to my channel, hello, my name is Kylie. I am an absolute nail polish addict, and on my channel you will find everything from nail art to hauls, swatches and reviews. So if you're interested and you want to see more, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!